The Lions enter their 2024 campaign with championship aspirations, currently boasting the second highest percent chance in the NFC to make the Super Bowl after those Niners we just talked about per ESPN Analytics. Head coach Dan Campbell spoke to the media today on their expectations this season.
Well, I think more than anything, all I care about is the work. So as long as I know, man, they're in it and their attitude's right and there's an urgency about what we do and these guys are handling their stuff like pros and you feel the work out there, I'm good. Because that's what matters.
Jameson Williams, first day, the catches and the speed that he showed making touchdown grabs, or the ability to vomit and rally and get right back into play?
Yeah, well, both, really. And so as long as he keeps making those plays, he can throw up all he wants, you know.
Oh, boy. What a gem Dan Campbell is. And Jameson Williams, apparently, too. Mina, let's just table that and focus on what Jameson can do for this offense if he truly is kind of what we thought he would be when they drafted him.
Now, first, I think the technical term is boot and rally, not
there
to
we
be
go.
Jargonistic here.
Tell him.
Okay, if Jameson Williams is the guy I thought he was, who clearly the Lions thought he was when they drafted him, this offense goes from being one of the best passing attacks in football, they were 7th in DVOA last year, to, I think, arguably the best because of the opportunity that exists for Williams. Not just because of the player he is. But this is an offense because they're so good at running the ball and they use so many heavy formations. They face a ton of single high coverage. What that means is there are one-on-one opportunities on the outside that have not been exploited. I want you to think of the 2022 Eagles, who also faced a lot of single high coverage because of the threat they presented on the ground and feasted on go balls outside the numbers to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That opportunity exists for Detroit, but last year they ranked dead last in the NFL in the percentage of plays that went for over 20 air yards or more. Again, if Jameson Williams, who has the speed, we certainly saw that in college, the tracking ability, he's really good with the ball in his hands. If he can live up to his potential, the sky is the limit for the offense because this will make defenses have to respect the entire field in a way that will also open up things underneath.
Keeping in mind it's only July 25th, but if you're the Lions, you have to love looking at where you're at right now in the NFC. Look, the team that you have to go through in San Francisco, they've had a lot of situations, a lot of distractions over this offseason. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey got his deal, but now you have Trent Williams, you have Brandon Ayuk. They have these situations they're dealing with. While there's really not much concern about those guys not practicing right now, they're pros. They don't need to be out there July 25th at training camp. It is just another distraction. Whereas if you look at the Lions, Jared Goff is just gearing up for another season with an offense that was really clicking on all cylinders as they went last year. And you talk about putting in the work. Jared Goff knows exactly how to put in the work to get to a Super Bowl. It's kind of like the buried history of Goff, but he's been there. He's done that. And he's got a nice young core. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown couldn't be happier right now. Jahmyr Gibbs ended last season on a great note. They really got that rookie going. So now in his second season, he's only going to be stronger. And then you have Dan Campbell, who doesn't want to get it behind a guy doing up downs with his team on the first day. So if you're the Lions, you're kind of looking at everybody else saying, oh, it's bad for them. Look at us. Like, they have no issues right now, smooth sailing. And with expectations, they have a quarterback who's done it.
I mean, I feel like what they've been building is kind of built for this, but the Lions actually will be tested during the regular season. According to ESPN Analytics, they have the second hardest strength of schedule in the NFC behind the Vikings. Some of that just speaks to the strength of the NFC, but do you think the construction of their team, including the defense, is ready for that type of test?
Yeah. That's the bigger question, because I talked about the offense. The offense is already fantastic. The issue last year was the pass defense. They did take a lot of pains to address that, both in the draft, drafting Terrion Arnold, Ennis Straw, trading for Carlton Davis. I think what could be key, however, to this team's ability to come out of the NFC is the play of their linebackers. Lindsay talked about Jahmyr Gibbs. We talked about all these great draft picks. They also drafted a linebacker in the first round, Jack Campbell, who they need to be their Mike. If he can take a leap forward this year, I think that would go a long way in terms of making this team a bit more balanced and getting this defense to play on the level of the offense.
Time for one more thing before we go. Dan Campbell met Hulk Hogan today. Take a listen.
You maniacs, Hulk Hogan here, the greatest of all time. and my new tag team partner, Campbell Mania brother, is going to run wild this year. Super Bowl, nothing but greatness, nothing but victory. So what you going to do when the Detroit Lions and Campbell Mania runs wild on you, brother? What you going to do?
That's perfect. Oh, you're the best. You're the best.
I feel like it's rare for anyone to make Dan Campbell look like he has less juice, but Hulk Hogan did that.
I feel like Dan Campbell could out wrestle him, honestly. Just looking at him, that's standing next to him.
I love it.